In this sequence, we're going to focus on the glutes. We've got a mix of stretching and strengthening exercises. As always, I hope you enjoy it. So, let's find a comfortable position. Seated if you want, laying if you prefer, it's entirely up to you. If you're laying on your back, you've got a couple of options. Legs extended if it's comfortable. As always though, bend the knees if you need. Feels a little bit nicer into the lower back for some people. Hands can go anywhere. By sides, on hips, on tummies, under backs, across eyes, under heads. Do what feels most comfortable. Closing your eyes if you like, but keep them open if you prefer. And as always, our focus comes to our breathing. Inhaling for full. And exhaling for full. Focusing just on your breathing. Let go of any tension, any tightness, and just let yourself relax here. So, from here, as you inhale, reach arms up past ears, lengthen down through legs, squeezing just gently through bums and tummies to keep the pelvis neutral. Exhale, let's bring right knee towards the chest, hugging the thigh into the body. We always start the same way, but this is a nice one to start to stretch into glutes. Hugging that right thigh into the body then, holding shin if you want, back of knee, back of thigh if you like. Bring that thigh in as close as comfortable, which could be right against your body, or it could be foot all the way down to the floor. And we just hold it here for a couple of breaths. You may find, as you hold this, as you relax, you can hug that thigh a little bit closer in. Don't worry if you can't, just relax here. We're just getting started. Lengthen down through leg, extend up through arms. Exhale, left knee into chest this time, hugging thigh into the body. Again, holding shin, back of thigh, back of knee, and drawing that thigh in as close as you find comfortable. Head, shoulders just relax down, closing eyes if you like. Lengthen down through leg, extend up through arms. Exhale, both knees into chest then. Ease those knees out a little bit, keeping back soft, flat, relaxed. And we're just going to rock gently side to side. So pretty much how we always start. Just working across the lower back. Should feel really nice. From here, we're going to reach right hand out to the side into kind of half crucifix, half T, palm facing up to ceiling. Left hand comes to outside of right thigh. We're taking both thighs, both knees, left. Rolling onto the outside edge of left thigh, onto left hip. Right hip rolls across. Hips are now hopefully stacked with knees together, and we can just use left hand on the thigh to help bring the knees over. So we've got that lovely stretch in the hips, into glutes, into the side, because we've got that twist in the back. So obliques and through into the lower back. And as we extend out through this right arm, we've got a stretch on chest and shoulder. You could be looking along that arm if you want towards the hand. You could be looking up towards the ceiling. Do whatever feels most comfortable into your neck. If your hips want to drop back and knees want to open up, it's absolutely fine. Adjust and find the position that works for you, as ever. Closing eyes if it helps you relax. We're just holding it here. And we're really looking for that nice stretch into the hip, into the lower back. Couple more breaths here. If it gets uncomfortable, adjust your position. Back to centre, extending up through arms, lengthening down through legs. Exhale, both knees into chest then. Ease those knees out, let's rock side to side. This time reaching left hand out to the side, right hand comes to outside of left thigh. We're taking both knees right, rolling onto outside edge of right thigh. Knees together if we can, and extending back through that left arm. Again, looking to the hand if it's comfortable, looking up if you like. If you've got a bit of tightness in the chest, you might find your hand lifts up a little bit, and that's absolutely fine. Take a moment, adjust your position. We want that gentle, enjoyable stretch. Hips, lower back, side, chest and shoulder. And again, just think about the neck position here. Looking up or looking either side. Close your eyes if it helps you relax. Well, let's just hold it here for a few breaths. Back to centre then, extending up through arms and lengthening down through legs. Exhale, bring both knees into chest. Ease those knees out a little bit, let's rock gently side to side. We always keep back soft, flat, relaxed when we're doing this because we don't want to roll across hard bone. Knees to centre, and as you exhale, bring the feet down to the floor, let the knees drop out. Adductor stretch, you know it's one of my favourites because I say it so often. So we've got some options here, haven't we? Feet together, knees nice and wide, we've got that stretch through the groin muscles. We're getting outside of hips a lot, so we need to get the inside of the hips as well. If you're happy as you are, stay as you are. As always, might need to squeeze tummy slightly, tipping the pelvis back into a more neutral position if you find pelvis is tipping forward and back's lifting, arching. Some people find it uncomfortable into the groin. Heels away from hips can feel nicer. If you need, if it's too much into the groin, just lift the knees and you could hold under the thighs for support if you like. You could also rest the hands inside the thighs, but we don't push down, we don't force the knees apart. I just have my hands by my sides. And we've got a couple of breaths here. I always say a couple of breaths, don't I? Regardless of how many we do. A few. Lengthen up, extend down, and again stretch out. Exhale, both knees into chest. Ease those knees out, we're going to rock. Just feels lovely, I love that across lower back. Exhale, feet down to floor. So feet down, knees up. Take a moment, adjust hips if you need. As you inhale, lift the right foot, bring it to the back of the left thigh, just below the knee. We're going to come up the outside of the shin above the ankle. And we're going to flex that ankle. We don't want to point the toes. Helps look after the knee. And it puts the ankle in a nice position, safe position. So when we're here, we're looking for that stretch through the hips, into glutes, into the deep hip muscles, piriformis. We want to always look after the knee here though. We don't want any twisting, any tension on the knee. We don't want any pulling on the outside of the knee or through the inside of the knee. If you're happy as you are, of course, stay as you are. Take left heel away from left hip a little bit, straighten out that leg. That will take some of that stretch off. Do that if you need, or you can take it deeper if you want by drawing that left thigh in towards the body. Brings this right hip into more rotation, more flexion. From there you can just hold on to the back of the left thigh for support. Drawing that thigh in as close as comfortable. Watch the knee though, no twisting on the knee, and we've got that gentle, enjoyable, lovely stretch onto that right hip. So holding the back of this thigh if you want, or you could, if you like, wrap right hand around this right thigh. Ooh, I love the way that feels. I'm going to do that one though. And we've just got a couple of breaths here. As you exhale, just relax. Let that hip soften. As that hip softens, as it relaxes, you might find you can go a little bit deeper by drawing that left thigh in closer. Don't force it though. Let's look after our bodies, not fight against them. Please don't damage yourself. Lengthen down through legs, extend up through arms. Exhale, both knees into chest. Ease those knees out, we're rocking side to side. Exhale, feet flat, knees up. Swapping sides then. As you inhale, lift left foot, bring it to back of right thigh. Opening up that left knee, squaring off the shin. Again, I'm going above the ankle and I'm going to flex that ankle. As you are, if you're happy as you are, straighten out that right leg. If you need to lose a bit of stretch, draw that right thigh into the body if you want a deeper stretch. Holding back of thigh here if you like. Again, you can wrap left hand around left thigh, holding the front of the shin and hugging the thigh into the body. That's a deep stretch on the hip. I like that one, but I'm going to do this one. Find the options that work for you. And we've got a few breaths, haven't we? Again, as you exhale, let that tension out. Let the hips soften. If it does, we can go deeper. If it doesn't, stay as you are. And if it's too much, ease off a little bit. This is one of my favourites. I know I say that about everything, but it really is. It's because it's very similar to pigeon, which is my actual favourite. Lengthen down through legs, extend up through arms and stretch out again. Exhale, both knees into chest. My belly keeps trying to escape. Ease those knees out, let's rock. And from here, we're just going to flip to all fours. Get there how you need. Wiggle, jiggle, adjust. When we're here, we need to make sure everything's pretty much in the right place. So hands directly under shoulders, shoulder width apart, knees under hips, hip width. Curling toes if you like, flat ankles if you want. Do whatever feels more comfortable for you. As you inhale, I'm going to reach forward, right hand in line with shoulder, and we're going to extend back, left leg, foot in line with hip. Stay here if you're happy here. Squeezing shoulder, squeezing bums, squeezing through the core. If you want though, as you exhale, you're going to touch that right elbow to your left knee under the belly button. Inhale, extend through. Exhale, touch in the middle. Inhale, extend and squeeze. Exhale, touch in the middle. All fours again. As you inhale, extend forward, left arm, back with the right foot. Exhale, touch in the middle. Inhale, extend. Exhale, touch in the middle. Inhale, extend. Exhale, touch in the middle. And back to all fours. Have a breath here. As you exhale, we're going to sit back into our resting position. So back to child pose. Hips back towards heels, ribs down towards thighs, and I just go elbows and foreheads to floor. As always, adjust it as you need. Ankles could be flat. It's not going to be comfortable for everyone though. So curl toes if you want. Go wider with knees if you need. Reaching hands forward is quite nice. If it's tight in chest and shoulders, like it is for me, go closer with the hands and wider with the elbows. If it feels uncomfortable through top of shoulder, reach the hands back towards the heels. Ooh, hit the radiator. And we've got a couple of breaths here, just enjoying this one. From here then, as we inhale, let's come to all fours. Making sure hands are on the shoulders, knees are on the hips, palms pressing down, fingers spreading out. Curl the toes, we're going up and back with hips into down dog. Press the hand down into the mat. Find that length into the back of the legs. And as you exhale, step forward into forward fold. Feet between hands, lifting hips and tipping forward. Little bend in the knees if you need. And as you inhale, reach to ceiling. Exhale, hands to prayer. From here, come towards front of the mat. Big toes together, heels slightly apart. Tummy's tight, glutes engaged, pelvis is neutral. Hands in prayer. Let's have a breath here first. Just relaxing those shoulders, get rid of that tension. Tree then. Oh, I love this one. Weight onto this left foot. We're going to lift the right foot slightly onto the toes, bending that knee, and then we're turning that right knee out to the right as far as it will go. We've got some options here. So toes down, heel on inside of shin. Option 1, staying there. Option 2, a little bit higher up, above ankle, below the knee. We always avoid the joints, no pressure on the inside of that knee. A little bit higher still if you want up above the knee. We need to control this with our glutes. So we don't want this hip, left hip, to push out. We need to squeeze bum, bring that hip back in line. We're squeezing through this right side to open up this knee. We've got some options still. So hands, could be in prayer if you like, that's my favourite. Could be by sides for balance if you want. Could be extending up if you like. Close if you find that comfortable. Wide with the hands if it's a bit tight in the chest and shoulders. As always, do what works for you. Find that one spot to focus on. I think I've got mine. And relax here. As you inhale, reach up, step down. Exhale, chair. So, bend the knees, sit the hips back, sit in your invisible chair. Option 1, hands on thighs for a little bit of support. Squeezing thighs, squeezing bums, squeezing tummies, lifting chest. Option 2, if you want it, is reaching up, lifting chest. As you exhale, sit those hips a little bit deeper. Have another breath. Exhale, we're going to push up, pivot forward, forward fold again. Inhale, step back, right foot. Far back as it will go, dropping that right knee down. Ankle flat or toes curled, it's up to you. Let's just check everything's where it should be. So we want a straight line down through this left shin with knee over heel. We're looking for that stretch through the hip flexors here. You can come high like I am now, forearm to thigh, or you can go low if you want, hands to floor. Squeezing bums, squeezing tummies, pressing into hips. Have a breath here. Hold that one, hands down, step back to plank, as if we're going to do a press up. Drop knees if you need, lower chest towards floor, elbows tucked into body, hover at the bottom. Drop hips, lift shoulders, and exhale back to resting. We've got a couple of breaths. As you inhale them, come to all fours. Exhale back to down dog. Half breath here. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Let's do it again. So big toes together, heels slightly apart if you find that comfortable. Tummy's tight, Glutes engaged, pelvis is neutral, hands are in prayer. Have a breath here. And relax. So, weight onto this right foot this time, left foot, bend the knee, and then turn that knee out. And we've got the same options. Toe down, heel on inside of shin, a little bit higher, below the knee, or higher still, up above the knee. Engaging glutes, engaging through the core, lengthening up through spine. Hands can be by sides, in prayer, or extending up. Again, do what feels comfortable for you. And if you're a bit wobbly here, which I am at the moment, don't worry at all. Find that one spot to focus on. And relax, that's what it's all about, isn't it? As you inhale, reach up, step down. Exhale, sit down into your invisible chair, chair pose. Again, squeezing thighs, bums, tummies. Reaching up if you want, stay here with support if you prefer. As you exhale, sit a bit deeper. Have another breath. Exhale, up and forward. Inhale, step back left into a lunge position. Same options, high if you like, low if you want. Squeezing bums, tummies, pressing into hips. Hold that breath. Hands down. Back to plank. Sink and hover. Remember, drop knees if you need. Drop hips. Lift shoulders. Down onto the elbows if you need. You don't have to come all the way up. Listen to your lower back. Exhale, back to resting. Couple of breaths. From here, we're just going to flip onto bums and extend legs. So, little wiggle if you like. You know I love this one, feels lovely. Have a breath, find that right angle. As you exhale, bring right heel in towards right hip. Keep this knee up. From here, we're going to take right foot over the top of left thigh. And then with that left hand, we're going to hug this right knee into the body. So the knee's going across the body and back towards this left shoulder. And we're pressing our weight down into that right hip. Ooh. Can you feel that stretch into glutes? I love this one. Now if you're happy as you are, stay as you are. If you want though, we're going to add a little bit of rotation, turning to the right, and we're just bringing right hand down to the floor for support. So it's just that half turn to look at the side of the room, sitting into this hip, and you really do feel that stretch through glutes. Hugging with this left hand. Couple of breaths here. Back to centre and kick forward. Wiggle. Have a breath. Swap sides, so bring a left heel in. Foot goes over the thigh. Hug that left thigh with right hand and sit into that left hip. Again, we're looking for that stretch right here into glutes. If you're happy as you are here, stay here. Ooh. Change your position a little bit if you need. Little rotation round to the left if you like. Just looking to the side of the room again. Just adds into that stretch. It feels really nice. Find your comfortable position. And let's stay here for a couple of breaths. We want length, we've got rotation, and we want to sit into the hip for that stretch, hugging this left thigh. And just relaxing here as always. Back to centre and kick legs forward. Little wiggle if you like it. Quick breath. As you exhale, you're going to bring, this is one of my favourites, you're going to bring right foot on top of left thigh. just back from the knee. Already you might be able to feel that, and if you're happy there, stay there. If you want though, we're going to bend left knee, hugging the back of the thigh and looping around this knee, just cradling your leg. It is a weird one, but I like it. Again, we're flexing this ankle, so that foot, bottom of the foot just goes into the crease of my elbow, which is quite nice. If you can't reach your hands around, don't worry at all. And just leaning forward, find that stretch into this right hip again. We've got a couple of breaths here. It looks weird, but it feels lovely. Kicking those legs forward then. Little wiggle. Swap sides. So left foot on top of right thigh this time. Stand there if you're happy there. If you want, bend that right leg. Ooh, bit tight on this side. So you could stay as you are if you want. You could hook this arm under the thigh, other one around the knee, and cradle the leg if you like. Find that stretch into that left hip. As always, we're looking after the knee, and it should be enjoyable. Kicking forward then. Little wiggle, quick breath. And as you exhale, lay back, find a comfortable position. So, laying on your back if it's comfortable. You can sit up if you prefer. Legs extended or knees bent. As always, find the position that feels most comfortable for you. Closing eyes if you want. We're just relaxing here. Not for long, we're just going to have a few breaths. Focusing on your breathing and forget everything else. Let that tension out of your body again. Let yourself melt and sink into the mat. From here, lengthen up your arms, extend down through legs. Exhale, bring both knees into chest. Ease those knees out and let's rock side to side. And that just feels really nice across the lower back. Little wiggle with the knees. Coming back and forth, in towards the body, out away from the body. Kind of a little S. And from there, rolling to the side, pushing up to seated. Always finishing the same way, don't we? So find that comfortable position, whatever's comfortable, whatever works for you. Closing your eyes if you like, keep them open if you prefer, hands wherever. Knees, laps, tummies, hearts, or prayer. As you inhale, find length up through spine. As you exhale, relax. Let's get that tension out of necks and shoulders. Inhaling for 4. And exhaling for 4. Let's open up our eyes then. As you inhale, reach out and up. Hands together. Hands to head, hands to heart. Inhale as you reach up, last one. Hands together, hands to head, hands to heart. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like and subscribe as always. Thank you.